This day and time. What happened today, years ago?
Let's dive in. Where should we start? The earliest one.
Yeah, let's jump back, way back to 1794.
Right, the French Revolution. A really intense time. We're talking the Reign of Terror here.
Oh, absolutely. And you've got General Jourdan under immense pressure. He has to capture Charleroi.
And failure meant, well, it wasn't pretty. Commanders weren't just getting fired.
No, they were losing their heads, literally. The guillotine was working overtime, so the stakes couldn't be higher.
So in that kind of pressure cooker, what happens? They find some unexpected edge.
Well, this is where it gets really interesting and kind of unexpected. It's a political push, actually not a military one, that brings in this new tech.
Okay, what was it?
A hydrogen balloon called L'Entrepreneur.
A balloon?
Yeah.
In 1794 for military use.
Yeah. Sounds almost sci-fi for the time, doesn't it? But it was real. A reconnaissance balloon.
Wow. Okay, so tell us about this thing. How did it work? Was it like a hot air balloon?
No, hydrogen. So more advanced in a way. It was static, though, tethered to the ground. And it needed a two-person crew.
2 people. Who were they?
You had a dedicated balloonist, sort of the pilot, and then a reconnaissance officer to do the actual observing.
And how did they get it to the battle? Did they, like, inflate it on site?
Get this, they had to tow it. By hand.
You're kidding.
Nope. For 30 miles. Can you imagine lugging this giant balloon across the countryside to get to the front lines at the Battle of Fleurus?
That's dedication. Or desperation, maybe.
Probably a bit of both. But once they got it up, maybe 500 meters or so.
That's pretty high up.
High enough to see a lot. Captain Coutel and General Morlot were up there. They could see the Austrian troop movements from 5 different directions. Revolutionary stuff.
An eye in the sky. Before that was even a phrase.
Yeah.
So how'd they get the information down? Radio wasn't exactly a thing yet.
No, definitely not. They dropped messages, written on paper.
Just drop them down.
Yep. And they also used semaphore flags. So it was real-time intel, basically, feeding directly into battlefield decisions from above. First time ever, really.
That must have completely freaked out the Austrians.
Oh, undoubtedly. Imagine seeing this thing floating above the battlefield, watching your every move. Huge psychological impact, along with the actual intelligence advantage, of course.
And it worked?
It did. It definitely contributed to the French victory. They took Charleroi, and then that led to capturing the Austrian Netherlands, a major win.
So you'd think the military would be all over this, right? We need more balloons?
Well, you'd think so. The politicians were certainly crowing about its success, but a lot of the generals, they were skeptical.
Skeptical. After it helped win a major battle. Why?
Well, you know how military establishments can be sometimes? Maybe seemed impractical, vulnerable, hard to manage long-term. Hard to say exactly.
Resistance to new tech. A classic story.
It is. And